Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is actually first, and I'm hoping to actually continue this series on my channel. But every Friday I'm gonna try and upload a foundation video every Friday. I'm thinking I'm gonna name this series Full Coverage Friday because I love full coverage foundations. So I figured I would kick it off with this foundation today. So today's foundation, we are actually going to use the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Foundation. So it looks just like this, and as you guys can tell, it literally looks identical to the concealers that they have. I do have a review of that concealer, which I will have linked down below if you guys are interested in seeing that review. But yeah, basically I'm going to try and upload a like a foundation review, a full coverage foundation review every Friday, so you guys have something interesting to watch hopefully every single week. But yeah, so if you guys want to see my review of this foundation, then make sure you guys stay tuned. And of course, before we get started, make sure you guys go ahead, click that subscribe button down below for me. I would appreciate it so much, and while you're at it, give this video a big thumbs up if you guys like the idea of the series. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump right into the video. Okay, so this is my skin, like where it's at. I do have combination oily skin, so I tend to lean towards foundations that are built for combination oily skin, and of course full coverage as well, since I do break out quite a lot most of the time. But yeah, so I've already applied moisturizer, and of course I'm just gonna literally go into like what I think of like the foundation, and I'll do like a couple check-ins, and yeah. So for primer, I'm of course gonna go in with my Maybelline Master Prime in the Hydrate and Smoothing, and I'm just gonna apply this all over my face. I know you guys are probably questioning, well, if I have oily skin, why am I using a hydrating primer? To be honest, the reason being, lately I've been getting dry patches in like this vicinity of my face. So yeah, that's what I've been worried about lately, and I've literally been exfoliating and moisturizing my face literally every single day. So I think part of it is just, it's the weather. Like I've said before, like I live in upstate New York, so the weather here is quite annoying. So alright, so as a like a pore minimizing primer, I'm gonna go in with my No Problem primer from Touch in Sol. I received this in my BoxyCharm and I absolutely love it. I would say if you're not looking to splurge on this, this does retail for $18. I'm pretty sure, like to the point, that this primer is literally the same exact thing. The only difference that I've noticed is that with the e.l.f. it does have tea tree oil extract in it, which does help like the oils and stuff like that on your face. But yeah, so this is the e.l.f. Poreless Face Primer, so it looks just like this. So yeah, I mean, I can see where they kind of got like the light pink thing, but for today's video I'm gonna go in with a normal pore one just because that's what I have been using, and I don't want to do something different to my face just to make the foundation look good, like, you know what I mean? So I'm literally just doing the same steps that I do on the daily when it comes to foundation, so I'm not going to do anything different, and I'm really just going to give this, like, this foundation and every foundation that I do here on out a fair shot. So now, I'm not really too sure if I'm just going to really just focus this series on drugstore foundations or do a mix of drugstore and high-end. But if you guys could actually do me a favor and comment down below what you guys would personally like to see, like if you guys just want a drugstore like foundation, or do you want a mix of drugstore and high-end? So now that my face is primed and ready to go, I'm actually just going to put some chapstick on my lips real quick, because literally same scenario, my lips are like starting to get chapped too. So struggle is real if you live in New York. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive into this foundation. Like I said, I do have my Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Review. I had actually compared that to the Tarte Shape Tape. Personally, I really liked that foundation for like an everyday use, but when it came to, you know, like full coverage makeup, I found that it creased really bad under my eyes to where the Tarte Shape Tape doesn't do that. But other than that, I loved the coverage on it. The coverage was absolutely beautiful on it. But yeah, so I figured, you know, I was really looking at reviews of this foundation and I've heard really great things about it. So I figured, oh, why not try it? So, we are doing the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Foundation. This is a liquid foundation. Makeup Revolution is cruelty-free and vegan, which is awesome. And yeah, so there is, let me see how many. So there is 0.8 fluid ounces. So I'm pretty sure in a standard, you know, foundation you get an ounce, but this like does feel pretty heavy. But I mean, it's literally like 0.2 ounces away from a full like ounce. So that's really not that big of a deal to me anyways. But yeah, so I am using the shade F2. I figured that was pretty close because I'd rather do a foundation shade that's actually lighter than my skin tone rather than darker, if that makes sense. So, oh, and it looks like we have a giant doe foot applicator. I mean, I wouldn't exactly say doe, I would say buck foot applicator. But yeah, so he is really big, and it actually holds the foundation in there quite nicely. I did see that one of the things that people were actually talking about this foundation is that just using the doe foot applicator to apply all over the face, and that they're saying that, like, you know, so much bacteria and stuff like that can get in there. But I'm just like, we apply our concealers the same exact way, so I mean, it really doesn't make a difference because you're still applying it to your face. But that's just me. Just to give you guys a quick size comparison, I did grab my Tarte Shape Tape here, which does have a pretty decent size doe foot applicator, but I would say that they're literally almost the same exact size, if not just, well, I mean, obviously not the same exact size. So this one's the Makeup Revolution, this is the Tarte Shape Tape, so yeah. Of course, Tarte Shape Tape is literally going to be my holy grail for like ever. So I am going to apply my foundation with my Real Techniques Miracle Complexion and Sponge. When it comes to the more fuller coverage foundations, I tend to use a beauty blender, and then for the lighter coverage, like the sheer to medium coverage foundations, I tend to use a brush for those to help build up the coverage with those. So I'm just going to, I'm pretty sure I got like an exact like shade match, so that makes me really excited. The smell of this, oh my god, this smells identical to the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation. If you guys know what I'm talking about, like that smell, like it smells like paint thinner. Oh my goodness, that's exactly what that smells like. Alright, so I'm just gonna blend this out here. Alright guys, so this is the first layer. I would say that it's pretty like full coverage, but I am just gonna apply a little bit more on like my cheek area. But other than that, I would say like the coverage of this is actually really, really well. It does dry down pretty matte, like pretty fast, I would say. Just from what I can see with how like the application worked, for a full coverage foundation, it doesn't actually feel like I'm wearing anything on my face at all. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's some foundations out there where it's just like super, super cakey and disgusting. I can say that it's really sitting on my skin really, really well. But yeah, I really liked how it blended out. It blended out like super easy. Like I said, I did have to apply some in like my cheek area, but I like fuller, like extreme full coverage anyways. But yeah, so far I like it. I like it so far. Alright guys, so I just finished applying like my my concealer and my powder to my face. I didn't change the powder, I haven't changed my concealer. I still go with my Tarte Shape Tape and my Coty Airspun face powder, so nothing's changed. I didn't do anything different. But yeah, I figured I would do like a close-up of my skin for you guys so that way you can see what it looks like. So far, I'm actually not really too sure if it's just the powder acting with the foundation or not, but it's sitting on my pores like really, really weird. But I'm gonna keep an eye on that all day. But so far, like, it's not like settling into my pores at the same time, like, you know what I mean? So not really mad at that. For being like a full coverage foundation, like, it doesn't feel like I'm wearing foundation, like, you know what I mean? So this is gonna be a close-up of my skin here. But yeah, as you can see, I do have some acne going on right here. But yeah, I don't know if you guys can tell, but like, you guys know what I mean? Like, it's just sitting on my pores, really, really funny. But other than that, like, it's not clinging to my dry patches like in the corners of my mouth where I am having issues right now. But I would say as far as shade like match, like, this is probably like really, really good. Hi guys, so this is what my skin looks like in natural lighting, and I think it really doesn't look bad. I mean, besides the texture that's on my face, but I do like how the foundation looks so far. Hi guys, so I am actually on my way to work right now. As far as the time, it's like 2:36 right now, but I just wanted to give you guys a small little update. I would say the foundation looks really, really good, except for like right here where I've been like rubbing on my nose. But honestly, like, other than that, like, I think it looks really, really good so far for only having it on for, I think it's been about like 2 hours or so. But yeah, so far so good. So in total of like, I want to say, like, I didn't take the foundation off until I want to say, like, I think I had it on for about 8 or 9 hours before I actually took the foundation off. And I can say that I really liked how the foundation wore like throughout the day. I've had this foundation on since 9:30 this morning. So with that being said, like, this foundation wears beautifully. The only thing that I have been noticing, and like I said, it's because I have oily skin and this happens with almost every foundation that I do have, but once it starts hitting to like that 6 to 8 hour mark of wearing the foundation, it does start to break up right in here. And while I'm like working, I tend to like do this a lot. So I don't know if you guys can tell, but I do have some foundation missing right there anyways. So, but overall, I really like how the foundation looks. So, as far as like usability and blendability and stuff like that, and like price range, that part I'm gonna go over. So this foundation retails for $12. It is more on like the high end of drugstore, but I really feel like for the price point, it's really good. And I think overall, like the packaging, like it's super heavy. As application, I have found that this foundation applies beautifully with both a beauty blender and a makeup brush. So to apply the foundation today, I actually went in with the BH Cosmetics #1 brush, but I do believe this is like the sculpting brush, but I love brushes like these to apply foundation because I just think they just apply it beautifully. But that's just what I used today, and of course in the video I did apply it with my Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge. As far as how easy it is, I would definitely give it a 4 out of 5 rating, just because I did find even when I was applying this, like I kind of had to work just a little bit fast to blend it out, make sure that it didn't sit on my skin. When I was working on it with the beauty blender, I had to kind of press it in just a little bit further to kind of blend it out so that way I didn't get those marks or anything like that. But like I said, I did make it work, but yeah, you just have to work just a little bit kind of fast with this guy. But yeah, so as far as a shade range, I think it's either 24 or 48 shades. I do believe when I was in store they only had 24 shades, but correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure they're expanding it to 48 shades because I'm pretty sure I've seen it on their Instagram. But yeah, so if you guys are interested in this foundation, I will have a link to it down below in the description bar so you guys can check it out. As far as the actual shade match, like if you're pretty fair like me, I did purchase the shade called F2, which is fair to figure that out. But as far as actually getting the foundation, I would actually try and visit Ulta just so that you can actually swatch and do like shades and stuff like that. But honestly, they work. But yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up for me, and like I said, I will have a link to the foundation down below in the description bar if you guys decide to buy it. And if you do try it, let me know in the comment section below because I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on the foundation. But yeah, so I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!